Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is actually my second time recording this because the first time the audio was absolutely terrible. So here we are again in the greenhouse recording this video again. Today I just want to talk about my top 5 YouTube gardening channels and then some honorable mentions as well. So let's get into it. Number 1 on my list of top 5s is Garden Answer. Now, most everybody should be kind of familiar with this if you've gotten into gardening or if you're a gardener, because she's got something like, I don't know, 1.5 million subscribers. Her name is Lauren. She's the host, as it were, and her and her husband own something like 5 to 7 acres, and she has a small team that helps her garden all that, and she covers a wide range of plants, from vegetables and fruits to shrubs to trees. Last year, I believe, she started a cut flower garden. She has large hoop house, greenhouse that she has. Last year, she bought a Hartley greenhouse. She's turning it into something very lovely and nice, sort of an outdoor extension of her house. It's a whole thing. You got to go watch her if you haven't. She's entertaining, fun, and it's very informative. Number 2, Epic Gardening / Epic Homesteading. Now, I say Epic Gardening / Epic Homesteading. They are 2 separate channels, but they're run by the same gentleman. I believe his name is Eric, and he has a property in San Diego. I believe his growing zone is growing zone 10. He has a lot of informative tutorials on how to plant various plants, when to plant them, how to care for them. He grows some exotic things that I've never even heard about that do well in growing zone 10, and he covers other things too. So go check him out, Eric at Epic Gardening or Epic Homesteading. Number 3, the grandfather of all no-dig, Charles Dowding. Charles Dowding, if I remember my history correctly here, he started gardening back in the 70s. I think he's gardened all of his life, but he started doing the no-dig method back in the 70s, and it's evolved and he's refined it over the years. He does small market gardening. He'll grow various vegetables for sale in the local market, but he is always constantly experimenting and comparing no-dig versus, let's say, tilling. He'll do things like that. And then he also shows you how to make compost. And Charles Dowding, no-dig. I use his method here a lot in the garden, and I think it's a very good method. You may have to modify it for where you live, but it's worth looking into, and it's something that, again, I found very useful here in the garden. Number 4, I love dahlias. There's something about the flower that's just, to me, wonderful and incredible. Something so beautiful that comes out of something so ugly. Dahlias grow out of a tuber, which, think of like potatoes. They grow out of tuber, and they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And probably the one channel that I find the most inspiring when it comes to dahlias is Dahliaholic. Jeff is the gentleman who runs the channel. Him and his wife, they have a garden in the UK. It's their back garden, and what they've done with that and how he grows dahlias, absolutely amazing. He's very precise in what he does and how he grows his dahlias, everything, and how he composts and uses the compost in the garden. Again, very inspiring if you want to grow dahlias, if you're thinking about growing dahlias, or if you just want to see somebody grow in a beautiful and incredible flower garden. Dahliaholic, it's the channel to check out. Last on my top 5 is SelfSufficient Me. The gentleman is, I can't remember his name because I'm old and senile again, but he's over in Australia, or down in Australia, depending upon where you live in the world. And he has a large fruit and vegetable garden. He was the channel, I was watching him, and I discovered the Birdies beds, and through him and Epic Gardening, that's where I wanted to buy the Birdies beds, the metal raised beds. He grows a large variety of plants, a lot that he eats, some of it he experiments with and tries new things. And again, he's in Australia, but a lot of the things that he does is very translatable, as it were, to where we are here in the US. In fact, one of the reasons I wanted buying the metal Birdies beds was because of his channel and because he is in a hot tropical climate. And he's had many of his Birdies beds for 10, 15 years plus. And if they can hold up to the hot tropical climate that he has where he is in Australia, then they'll do fine here in Eastern North Carolina. All right, now for some honorable mentions. Now, it was tough to pick sort of top 5 because there's so many great gardening YouTube channels out there. But here's some of that I really enjoy for various reasons. One of them is Flower Hill Farm. The woman's name is Nicole. She's up in Boonsville, New York, and she has a cut flower business. So she makes bouquets and whatnot and sells that, which is great. And now recently she just purchased a nursery. So she's a fun, entertaining person to watch, and it's interesting to see how she's going to take the nursery, evolve the nursery, grow the nursery alongside of her usual cut flower business. The next channel is HortTube. HortTube is run by Jim Putnam. He's here down in Raleigh, North Carolina. He has a lovely garden. He just built it over the last few years. And of course, as with any garden, you're always evolving and changing things and improving. And he covers a wide range of plants. Very informative. I believe he's a trained horticulturalist. Check him out, HortTube. The next channel is Tanya from Lovely Greens. Tanya lives over on the Isle of Man. And the Isle of Man, in case you don't know geography, is between Ireland and England. And she lives in a unique climate, fairly temperate most of the year, which is great for her. She can grow a wide range of crops, and she's just recently left her allotment, and now she has, I think, something like a half-acre piece of property that she's now building out. She's building out her large vegetable garden. She also does other projects like make your own soap, and she has beehives, and it's go check her out. It's fun to watch. So that'd be Tanya at Lovely Greens. The next video on the list is Paul T's World. Paul T is a professional photographer, but he loves gardening on the side. And he has, again, I think something like a half-acre property over in the UK. Maybe it's a little less. Either way, he has a beautiful garden, and he often does garden tours around his garden, showing you the different plants, what he's growing, things that he started from seed, things that he started from cuttings. It's just really nice to see somebody else's garden and how, you know, they've laid it out and designed it. And last but not least on the list is the Southern Daisy. Now, I just recently discovered her here on YouTube, and she lives, I believe, in the Raleigh area. She has a nice garden from what I can see. I've watched only a few of her videos, but they're fun, they're informative, and she covers, it looks like a wide range of topics. So again, the Southern Daisy, it's definitely a channel, check out. So that's going to kind of wrap it up for me here today. Again, short video. I really can't do anything outside because it's just so wet. We've had almost a week's worth of rain. The ground is saturated. There's puddles everywhere. But with the sun coming out, hopefully things really start to dry up, and hopefully I can get back digging into the soil maybe as soon as Wednesday or so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please check out all the links below. And I think that's going to be about doing it for today. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.